Yo, people, what's going on? Back again. Redmond's in the building.
Mikey,
settings. What are you telling me?
Come on. Wait there. We need to start the show with a rendition. Everyone, can we get quieter? Josie. Dave, are you singing it as well? Josie. Rants, it sounds better when it's harmonious, you know. When we're both singing it.
I'm all right. We're funding terrorism.
Rants. I never asked if you were okay. I said to sing a song with me. Why didn't you join in?
Bro. We're not singing.
You've just signed a world-class player. Congratulations.
Oh, really?
I'm saying, you've just signed a world-class baller. Don't you agree?
Listen, yeah, like my team shouldn't be negotiating with terrorists, bruv, and that's exactly what we've done. And we're funding a war against us, giving Chelsea money so they can go and buy players that we want to sign. I'm not happy. Bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm far from happy. You know what I mean? It's one of them things. I already had Lewis calling me celebrating. Chelsea fans have gotten rid of Havertz and Mount in the same window for a combined fee of close to 140 million pounds. Do you know how amazing?
Can we give the respect to Manchester United and Arsenal for the participation in both of those transfer deals? By the way, fantastic.
I don't think we deserve respect for either of
I think we have to look at it at a different light. You have done the impossible. Do you know if a genie came to me at the start of the window and said they were going to go for that combined price? I'd have said, Genie, whatever you're on, I don't want it. That's what I would have said. Turns out he was right. Oh, Todd Bowley's just that damn good. You know what I'm saying, blood? Hey, yeah, come on now. Let's try and look at the bright sides of it. What are we saying? Can we see any positives, any benefits, any way it suits the system? Let's search. Let's find solutions.
The only positive is, he's not Eriksen, bro. I'm telling you, because that guy, bruv, listen, Eriksen, bro, that's all I'm saying. I've seen man in a coma move faster than that guy, innit? So it's one of them ones where if you put a Mount there instead of Eriksen, at least he can run. That's the biggest compliment I can give him. At least he can run.
I know a guy who can run. His name's Usain Bolt. Did you pay 60 million for the sprinter? Yeah, that's what we did with Nunes, apparently.
Hey, to be fair, like Mount's more long distance, and I wouldn't say he's a sprinter, but
then we'll go Mo Farah.
It's terrible. Yeah, bruv. Listen, to be fair,
the Mo Farah from Portsmouth. Yeah, is that what we're saying?
Hey, Mo Farah is not a bad shout, bro. I take him right now at this point, bro. We're desperate. This is
lad, you've just got the Mo Farah from Portsmouth, even better.
Nah, it's bad, innit? It's bad, James. Like, bro, like I can't even. I'll be real. I can't defend this. Like, I'm not gonna sit here, and try and defend this signing because it's indefensible, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's indefensible. And listen, I would love to be here in 6 months with Mason Mount proving all my doubts wrong and him hitting the ground running, and him having a sensational season like the season that he had at Chelsea a couple seasons ago, where I think he got like 24 GA or something. But guess what? I just don't see it happening. I'll be honest. Like, in a window that James Maddison has signed for Tottenham Hotspur for 40 million, we have managed to spend 60 million in total, on a guy that wasn't starting for Chelsea, that finished 12th. I don't understand what kind of maths we're doing here, bro. I don't understand. I still don't understand.
Right, yeah. Let's try and look at it from a devil's avocado point of view then. So, okay, we know that he's established to some degree. Okay, so you've just mentioned he's at least got one case study there to suggest that he's done okay in the Premier League. Okay, he's won trophies and he scored in a final. And on top of this as well, he's more of a systematic player. And from Ten Hag's early approach, it seems that he's going with the more systematic approach. Do you feel what I'm saying so far? Are you with me?
Oh, I'm with you. Keep going, bro.
So the idea that I'm leading to is I think Mason Mount is one of those who, if you do find the right system, and Ten Hag is looking at this from a strategic chess point of view, where he's looking for the right pieces in the right places, it can work, because sometimes you don't need the big gems, the big names, or the flashy players to make it work when you've got 11 players in combination. So I'm not trying to say that it's the best in class, and I'm certainly not saying it's going to win you the Premier League, which I'm sure is the standards that you hold your club to, and rightly so, if you think about it. But I believe there's you can't dispute the full possibility of it maybe giving you an extra option or an improvement. So I think there's some positives to be taken out of it. It's not all bad.
No, you're right, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, listen, I know football, innit, and I understand that a player of Mason Mount's skill set fits in certain systems. Like I said, he's a perfect signing for you guys, the way you play. Do you know what I mean? Like, you had Genie. I think Genie was a bit more technical, but similar in the sense that these guys do a lot off the ball. They get into positions, and he's very much a Klopp-esque kind of player, innit? Like,
that's right.
We don't play like Liverpool. Like I said, Liverpool have 5 guys in the attacking end of the field that can kill you, yeah? So because of that, you don't really need a creative spark in midfield, innit? You've never really had goals in midfield, but you don't need it because you've got loads of goals in the front three. You always have had that. We don't have 3 players yet. We don't even have 1 player that guarantees us goals, yeah, consistently. We don't have 1. And you guys have 5. Do you know what I'm saying? So signing a Mason Mount, I feel like this doesn't... If it improves us, because you swap him for Eriksen, who's got no legs, cool. But anyone's an upgrade on Eriksen because he can't run, innit? So it's not really a compliment to say it's an upgrade on Eriksen. The problem is, yeah, the balance of our squad is so far off being able to accommodate a player like Mason Mount. I feel like he's going to have very little impact because everything around him is not in place. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get you. So do you have faith in Ten Hag to be able to change and transform the overall way of the team? Because he's done that to a degree so far. So if he does it even more, do you think he can get a tune out of Mason?
I think he can get a tune out of him because he has to, bruv. Like, I have to trust that there's something that he's seen in this player that I haven't, in it. Like, he's the manager of Manchester United. I have to trust that he's seen something that I haven't. I don't trust
then.
it.
So who's better, Bruno or Mason?
At what though? Overall, if someone said to me, who would I take, Mason Mount or Bruno? I'd take Mason Mount because I can't stand Bruno Fernandes.
Okay, is that a personal thing or is that a footballing?
No, in a footballing thing. Like, when I watch him play, like, it makes me want to jump off my balcony because, like, when I look at Mason Mount, yeah, for instance, Mason Mount, for me, is more secure on the ball in terms of when he's got people around him. Like, Bruno will hoof it. Also,
I feel you.
Also, Mason Mount, you can get a job out of Mason Mount and play him on the left wing, on the right wing, and I feel like he's more versatile, innit? I feel like Bruno, if he's not playing in the middle, he's arse, bro. Do you know what I mean? And he can't carry the ball. Like, Mason Mount can carry the ball better than Bruno, like, on the turn, bro. Mount is better than him. Mount is better than him. Bruno just gets numbers in. Well, he did. But Bruno, as an all-around footballer, he's got so many holes in his game, innit?
Sorry to the Super Bruno fans because I've just opened a worm for you to go at there. You're welcome for the extra comments, Ranceroni. So yeah, this is what I was going to say, right?
Yeah.
I was going to lead to the point that if Bruno, so yeah, you say Mason Mount is better than Bruno. And then you also said previously to that you trust the manager to have hopefully seen something that you haven't seen. But the same way that you knew what Bruno Fernandes was because you had seen more of him and you would have saw more of Bruno than what Ten Hag would have seen. Let's be honest, you do watch-alongs all the time and Ten Hag was too busy managing Ajax. So you might have even had more of a more on-the-ball opinion, yet Bruno Fernandes is still in the team. So I only raise this because you're trusting the same judgment that has maintained Bruno Fernandes in the team to now bring in Mason Mount and make him one of the main star players. I'm just wondering if you think that judgment is a credible enough judgment to be able to take forward to improve Manchester United in the way that you hope to, or you want to see.
Bro, listen, I've made it complete. I've made it completely transparent that even the fact that we are linked with this guy and the manager wants this guy, yeah, I'm still reserving my judgment on what I think he can do. Because I'll be honest, what I thought he was going to do at the club when he came in and what he's currently doing is not the same thing. I thought we were going to be playing a different style of football. I thought that he was going to be targeting different kinds of players. Do you know what I mean? A lot of Man United fans expected us to try and do the Ajax thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not doing that. Do you know what I mean? It, like, the way we're playing looks absolutely nothing like that. It's a lot more vertical. It's a lot more direct. It's a lot more similar to Ralph Rangnick. It's a lot more similar to Jurgen Klopp than it is to the Ajax style that I thought, possession-based style, I thought we was going to have in it. So it's one of them ones where, bro, like, I have to, with everyone, I have to give them enough rope to hang themselves, in it. I just have to see what the manager's doing. I'm not going to sit here, yeah, and just blindly, blindly say, oh, you know what, whatever the manager does, he knows what he's doing. I don't know if he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? I don't know if he does. I hope he does.
Has he made more right decisions or wrong decisions, or do you think he's had a pretty much a counterbalance of both?
Yeah, see, this is it. If we go through the season and I look at certain decisions he made, good ones and bad ones, I think that he's made some good ones, he's made some bad ones. Do you know what I mean? Bringing back Eriksen, when he brought back Eriksen, I thought was a bad decision. Like, Eriksen was poor before he got injured. Since he's come back, he's been awful. Getting rid of Ronaldo was good. Getting rid of De Gea, if that goes through tomorrow, good. Do you know what I'm saying? Freezing out Maguire, good. There's been a lot of goods. But then when I look at the kind of football that we've been playing at certain times, yeah, it's like, it's just like, it's a weird one, because it's how much you put on the players, how much you put on the manager. Like, it's very difficult. Do you know what I mean? Because some people say, oh, you know what, the players aren't good in that. But my personal opinion is, with the quality of players we have, I'm not saying they're world beaters, but with the quality of players we have, we should be playing better football than we're playing. That's my opinion. Do you know what I mean? That's my opinion.
So do you have your concerns about where the system's going?
Oh, 100%. Like, because I don't know where it's going, James. Because remember, like, everyone had preconceived thoughts of what they thought the manager was going to do. And I think it's safe to say that he's not doing that right now. So no one can look at me and tell me that, oh, yeah, like, I know what he's doing. It's just, this is like, it's no. Like, man was playing Ajax, popping it around, number 10s that were making late runs, dropping in the pocket, doing all these different things, Donny van der Beek and all that. Bro, Donny's at a club, you don't even play him. You don't, do you know what I mean? He don't like him in the Premier League. It's like he's trying to do something different. Do you understand? And the thing that he's doing different, I haven't seen him do it anywhere else to know if it works. I don't know that, because he's not doing the Ajax thing. We know the Ajax thing worked at Ajax, but what he's doing now is not the Ajax thing. He's doing something else. And then when you look at the players we're being linked with, and his questionable talent ID, yeah, there's a lot of things, yeah, that people have a lot of good reason to be asking about. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is what it is, because, man, someone said Ajax is possession-based club, so he play possession-based. Like, no. Like, bro, when managers have their philosophies, they stick to them. Klopp didn't come to Liverpool and say Liverpool are this club. He said, listen, I'm bringing my football to Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? And that's what he did. Like, the manager, if the manager is a possession-based manager, he should bring possession-based football to the club, just like Van Gaal did. He's a possession-based, like to play a three at the back. That's what he brought to Manchester United. I like a manager that sticks to their philosophy and knows who they are and what they are in it. Right now, I don't know what my manager's trying to do, bro. Like, Mason Mount, signing Mason Mount, to me, makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. I can't make sense of it in a team that already has Bruno. It's very similar. Most of his attributes, best attributes, are off the ball. Unless we're just building a team full of runners. I don't know.
I suppose the point that I'm leading to is if like, okay, so he came in and he's not translating what he's done at Ajax to what he did at Manchester United. So the substance that you had of him being a good manager, he's not applying in this current moment. And you've just conceded that, of course, you're worried about the some of the decisions that he's made. So we got a lot of things right when he first came in with Ronaldo, Maguire, but then over the course of the season, there's been a lot of noticeable things that he's got wrong. And then now the additions of Mason Mount, and then there was the De Gea scare, but now it looks like he's going. You know, there's that fear about the future. I'm really not trying to be a troll. I'm only trying to analyse the expectation here, and then what's the bar or what's the cut-off point until you realise maybe this guy isn't what we thought he was, because, again, he's doing something different to what we based him off. So here's a question, and you're going to call me a bat. I'm glad we're not sitting next to each other. You're a considerably bigger guy than me, and you'd swing for me for asking this question, but screen to screen, who had a better start, Ten Hag or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? All seriousness. All seriousness.
What do you mean better start? As in
better start, more explosive start, who had more of a project in the early days, and who gained more excitement in terms of the fan, not because the fans' opinion deserves to matter, but there was no plan, or there didn't end up being no efficient plan with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And the highest he got you was second. I assume Ten Hag has been brought in to be a league winner, and if you're worried about the future plans already, do you think you can get to a point where you're a league winner in the next 2 to 3 years with this profile of signings and with this systematic setup?
But I think we can. I think we can, because if I look at what the manager's done in this first season, obviously we won a trophy, finished in the top 3, yeah, but also like we got in players like Lissandro, Casemiro, like we made some good signings in it. These are good profile of player signings. So for me, I think the manager, like, bruv, he's had a good start in it, but in my opinion, this is when I'm looking at him to kick on, bro. Like, to me, Mason Mount's not kicking on, but like I've said before on the channel, maybe yesterday or the day before, if Mason Mount is one of 2 midfielders that come in, yeah, and we bring in more players around Mason Mount, it's less offensive. But if he's the only midfield signing that we bring in the summer, it's a fucking nightmare, bro. Like, it's actually a travesty, bro. If he's the only one, it's a travesty. You know, like that. And this is just what it is. So when people are saying, oh, we're talking about building a style and all these things, yes, cool. You do need to build a style, yeah. Obviously, you have the style, then you find the profile of player to fit into the system, and then that is what kind of makes the style happen. Right now, I'm saying that the style that we're going for is not the style I expected him to play here. Like, anyone with like even semi-functioning brain cells understand what I'm saying. So I'm not saying that he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm saying that what I thought he was going to do and what he's doing, the maths ain't mathing, the process ain't processing, bruv. That's what I'm saying.
Like, I 100% hear what
do you know what I'm saying? This possession style, yeah, where we break down teams and we have technical players, I thought that's what we were going to do. We're not, it looks like we're not trying to do that now. So now I have to reprogram my mind. First, I need to understand what we're trying to do. And then I can get behind it. Like, if I'm a Liverpool fan and we get linked with Mason Mount, I'm like, cool, I get it. I get it. Because he suits what we do. Pressure on the ball, win the ball high, transition football. I get it. Do you know what I mean? The problem is with Man United, sometimes they want to press high, sometimes they want to sit back. Sometimes they want to keep the ball, sometimes they want to be direct. When I watch Man United, yeah, no 2 games are the same. No 2 games are the same, bro. Every game I watch is different, bro. And I watch every single game, and I don't see the same style of play from game to game, bro. Your style of play should not change depending on what players are on the pitch. It shouldn't.
You tend to notice that happen, though. You know, switches in between, in the middle of games and whatnot, in terms of the stylistic approach to managers. So, for instance, we made slight differences when we went with Gakpo opposed to Nunes, and then vice versa. But I do get what you're saying. No,
yeah,
it shouldn't be dramatic.
That's down to individual players' qualities, then structure. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. No, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, that's the thing. I was even going to leave. Yeah, that was the question I was going to ask. So where does Ten Hag need to finish next season for you to then, align with the idea of that's enough for me to trust him for another season in this project that you're talking about?
Oh, you know what? I don't think it's about where he finishes. Obviously, he has to finish in the top 3 again. Do you know what I mean? However, like, to be honest, as long as he finishes in the top 4, like, it's calm in it, because he's building something. However,
that's a tough one for me to align with from you there, Rants, only because I see, like, only because I watch a lot of your content as I'm a fan, and I would know that you would not hold the same energy for certain other teams. That's all I'm saying.
No, but the difference is,
go on.
But that's the if though. Do you know what I mean? If we end up having a great window,
one. It might not be one you like, but you just did sign.
Bro, what I'm saying is, if we end up here having a great end to the window, yeah, and we end up signing 3 or 4 more players of top level, then I expect us to finish above where we finished this season. However, I don't know how the window is going to finish. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit like, I would be disingenuous if I start giving predictions based on a window I don't know that we're going to have. Do you know what I'm saying? If the window shuts right now, I'm happy with still finishing in the top 4, because just adding Mason Mount to that, what the fuck is that?
Say that with any team, though. Like, if you're talking about Arsenal and you've just seen they've signed Declan Rice and you don't think that's a great signing, then you can't make a full judgment because you don't know what they're going to build around them. You can make an assumption, and that's why I'm asking you.
But the difference is with Arsenal.
Wait there, Rants. I'm just asking you to make an assumption, and based off of that assumption, where do you think he'll finish?
Yeah, but bro, you need context. Arsenal have had their manager. This is going to be his fourth season. Either his fourth season or his fourth full season. This is my manager's second full season, yeah. And it's only
you've just admitted you don't like where it's going in the short term.
No, I said I don't know where it's going. I don't like the look of it, but I don't know for sure. I can't be certain what he's trying to do. No, but it's not because I'm not sure. Do you know what I mean? If I knew for sure what he was doing, I could say categorically, I don't like this. But I'm saying I don't know. I don't like where it looks like it's going.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
But he could prove me wrong. He could then go and bring in someone like a Frankie de Jong as well. And then all of a sudden, someone that can keep the ball, all of a sudden, the football looks completely different.
Oh, do you assume he's going to do that? Do you assume he's
going to I don't. Bruv, from how it looks, I don't know. Like, genuinely. I can only hope.
Political.
No, I can only hope because I don't know, bruv.
Okay, then. Okay. So we're not getting anywhere on where you'll finish. And then if you finish in a certain place, then is it bad on Ten Hag? All right, then. Sound. I found the point. You're a ETH nut rider. I'm onto it.
Nah, bro. I'm just literally. I am indifferent. That's what
ETH is to you what Klopp is to us on a League Cup.
Come on, mate.
You can tell. You can tell. Look at the mannerisms. The political answers was everything that I needed to hear. I know you wouldn't hold the same energy for other teams, Lanzarote. Come on.
What are you even talking about? Bro, you got to understand, I know where my team is, yeah? My team is in a process, yeah, with a new manager of rebuilding, yeah? And it's the same. When Klopp first came in at Liverpool, yeah, he needed to get his players in and implement his style, yeah? When he came in his first season, what happened? You lost the final or something? You didn't win anything, did you?
Of course.
Where did you finish?
No, we finished 8th and we got to 2 finals. It was a bad
and lost both of them.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Our first season, even though you did have worse players than us, that's why I'm saying context is everything. You did have worse players than us, but we got to 2 finals, won 1, yeah, and finished 3rd. So we had a lot better season than you lot. You know, like that. So of course we had better players than you.
Right to your bang.
Do you know what I'm saying? We had therefore exactly. So what I'm saying is, even though you finished 8th and got to 2 finals, you lot had the patience, to say, you know what, let's see what this guy's gonna do. I have to do the same thing, bro. I've had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jose Mourinho, and Ralph Rangnick, and bro, like it's been a nightmare. So for me, I have to at least see what this manager does, in this window before I can completely give an observation, because it's still so early, bro. The window closes in September, bro. We're still in June. So I can't be reactionary now after 1 signing and just be like, oh shit, like it's over. Like we're not going to do anything. Because I genuinely don't know, bro. And the thing is, imagine we get a takeover, in a week's time, and then we go on a mad thing and sign 4 top players. Then all of a sudden, everyone's saying we should challenge for the league. Just like that, James.
No, just like that. I feel no, fair dues.
And that's why I think it's way too early, innit? Like I think as much as football fans, you want your team to be as successful as possible. You want to banter other teams and you want to do these other things, but you have to be balanced. Like our first season was way better than Klopp's first season. Like
I'm just searching for the premise. I'm just searching for the
premise. And look at the career Klopp's had at Liverpool. Yeah, look what he's won for you lot. Look at the feelings he gave, bro. And based on his first season, my manager had a much better season than him. So I can't then turn around and say, yo, this manager's cooked based off such a small sample size. Because after Liverpool finished 8th, and you lost 2 finals, if someone was to tell you, all right, cool, in the next 4 years, Liverpool are going to win the Premier League, win the Champions League, win the fucking...
I believe when we got Klopp, we'd end up winning the Prem when he first joined. And that was a productive first season as well, in my opinion. Even though we never did well in the league, I still think it was productive because the trajectory was this. And although for yous, it was... From last season, I think it was 5th or 6th to 3rd. So that's trajectory. You got a trophy as well, as you mentioned. But I'm simply saying every window that we built on, it was better. It's only the past 3 years where we finished 3rd 2 seasons ago. Then we done the quadruple chase. And then last season, we finished outside.
Yeah, but that's why I'm talking about... That's what I'm talking about.
Our standards were much lower than yours.
Well, that's why I'm talking about his first 4 years, innit? And I'm not encompassing the whole thing because that wouldn't be...
So that's why I'm asking you the question. And right. I get you can't predict the transfer window, but off what you can assume, do you think that Ten Hag is capable enough to get the players acquired to then get you the goals that you're looking to achieve?
I would say yes. I would say, yeah, based on some of the tougher decisions he's had to make, like getting rid of Ronaldo, freezing out Harry Maguire, getting rid of David De Gea. These are three big decisions, yeah, that managers before him haven't had the bottle to make. So the fact that he's had the bottle to make these three decisions, yeah, this tells me, yeah, that there's something there that I can believe in. I have to trust him, bro. Based off that, because he's shown me as a man, yeah, these are three decisions I was definitely in favor of. You know, like, and they were massive decisions. Like fucking off Cristiano Ronaldo is not a small decision to make, bro. He's a legend at the club, fan favorite. So to get rid of him is mad. Harry Maguire cost 85 million, yeah. The club will put in a lot of pressure on him to be the guy. The manager's frozen him out as well. He's made some big calls, innit? So because he's made some very, very big calls, I have to back him, yeah. Even though I don't like this signing, yeah, I have to believe that he has a plan in mind, and I have to go with him until he shows me that, nah, gone too far now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe, yeah, that with this Mason Mount thing, yeah, he has to prove to us why he wanted him so badly. And if he does it, hands up. You know them ones, like this Mason Mount signing isn't a destined to fail signing. It's not a destined to fail signing, because my expectations of him are so low. If this guy scores 12 goals next season, I'd be like, you know what, fuck it. You know, like that. I see, like, that's it, bro. Like, I have no expectations of Mason Mount. I have none. Do you know what I mean? So with that signing, yeah, for me, it's down to the manager to prove to us that he knows what he's doing, bro. Do you know what I mean? I can't just question it, bro. I can't just agree blindly. Yeah, Mason Mount, I'm behind it, whatever the manager wants. No, bruv. Like, I've watched Mason Mount for enough years to know that I don't rate him. So I can't turn around and pretend I do just because I do rate the manager. I rate my manager, but I don't rate the decisions. Do you know what I mean? But he's made some big decisions. And that's why I think it's important to highlight the Maguire decision, the De Gea decision, and the Ronaldo decision, because these are three big decisions that a lot of managers wouldn't have made. You know, like that. So it shows me at very least that he's not a yes man, and that he's going to try and see something through in it. But it's whatever the hell that's going to be. So
I feel yeah. No, that's
so now I have to back him. I have to back him, but I'm not going to pretend, yeah, that I don't see flaws in some of the things that he's doing. But I have to back him.
I think he's done well. Because I think he had a good first season. I think he got a tune out of the players and whatnot. But we're talking about, is this the guy who's going to bring Manchester United from where you was under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which was at best second if we underperformed, or, you know, maybe getting to a final of competitions. And don't get me wrong, yes, you've got a trophy. And I hate to take away things from any trophy, but, you know, the context includes that it weren't the greatest run, and you know, you'd suggest that quality was still there when he came into the team. He had a full season to work with when he came in. So I'm not even trying to the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thing before, obviously, you know, it's tongue-in-cheek. But overall, the point that I'm leading to, if you have a certain expectation that you had for Ten Hag and you've seen what he's done so far, of course, there's things that he can do to get you to there, but is what he's doing leaning you towards that thing of, okay, yeah, this guy can take us above City? Because it's not just City you need to worry about. You don't know what other teams.
I don't think any manager in the league can be above Manchester City while Pep's there. I don't believe it, because I believe that Pep is the greatest manager of all time. And I feel like he's at the best run club here in world football right now. He gets everything he wants, when he wants, how he wants it, bro. Like, the guy's got a dream job. I think to compete with Manchester City is extremely difficult unless Manchester United do change their structure, and also we get the takeover and we start to go and bring in ready-made players to compete with them immediately. We need ready-made players, bro. Like, I don't believe anyone can compete with Man City. I think next season it's going to be even easier for them, bro. I can't even lie. I think they're going to walk the league next season again. I think they're going to walk it.
I agree.
I mean, like, I think Liverpool will do a lot better next season than they did this season. I think Liverpool are almost a shoe-in for top 4. Just because.
I'm not too sure.
I think so. I think with your, I'm just looking at your attack. I'll be honest, yeah. Like, you've got the best. Okay. You've got the best, like, well, not the best, but you've got the most potent attacking line in the league in terms of just pure numbers, in it. From a metric point of view, yeah. If you do fantasy football, yeah, you can almost guarantee that one of them Liverpool front 3 players are going to score every weekend, bruv. Like that's just how it is. Like it's one of them ones. You've got a potent attacking line, and Man United don't score enough goals. That was our biggest problem last season, and it could become a problem next season as well if we don't add goals to the team. So when I look at it, if it wasn't for Liverpool, such a poor start that Liverpool had, bro, you lot would have finished top 4 because you weren't far off in the end.
I think it was the Nunes thing. I'm not going to lie to you. I've got into a mindset of a lot of my fans seem to think I have an agenda, even though there's no real incentive for me to not like Nunes. In fact, every time I post about Nunes, it might happen with you. I mean, your channel's been going.
Yeah, it's the Bruno one. I think.
But
I got
you'll
the Bruno
know,
thing. You
like,
got the
even
Nunes thing.
if you're having a slow subscriber boost week, where like if you haven't had a big video and your subscribers aren't going up, you'll notice when you post a video about a certain player, the subscribers will go down by 3 or 4 or maybe something like that. So I only imply this because someone put into the comments the other day about, oh, we've got these standards. We're privileged is the word that you privileged. We're privileged because we were so lucky to have Torres and Suarez and Fowler and this, that, and the other. We need to give Nunes time. We've just been privileged. Is it a privilege for a baby to suck on the mother's tit? Because that sounds to me like a requirement. Very much a fucking requirement. When you look at your girlfriend and she's feeding a baby, you don't say, oh, yeah, babe, well done. No, you say, congratulations, you're fulfilling your obligation. It's about maintaining that sort of level-headed thing of, okay, when we bought Nunes, was he the right here right now? If the answer is no, then that means we neglected the right here right now. And then when we got Gakpo, who's a little bit more established and adherent to our system, that's when you're seeing us improve. So I only raise these points. I raise these points because you saw the significant improvement. Gakpo came in. Now, it weren't Gakpo solely who changed us, but it forced a system change. And I can give you evidence to suggest that Klopp does not have 100% control over transfers. And I have this debate every single day, so I'm happy to have it with anyone. Therefore, the board of directors have control of transfers. And if they have control of transfers and they choose the timing of a certain player in a certain position coming in this case, Nunes, then that was the hindrance of us being outside of the top 4 and in the top 4, because we were like 15 points behind you when Nunes was the one starting. When Gakpo came in, we shut that gap down to 5 points. Context matters. We got better. You got slightly worse. But still, that's how a season goes. You need to keep up with that momentum. So if we were earlier prepared, the same way if we were earlier prepared with Diaz, then maybe we might have went on and won an extra trophy in that quadruple chasing season. We might have been able to get that extra point against City that we missed out on when we drew against Tottenham. So I'm just simply saying these things because, if you bring in these players earlier, you reinforce that urgency earlier, then Jurgen can really get a grasp on the system he wants to use straight away. It's very ironic. We always have a good end after January when we make that extra reinforcement. 2 seasons ago, it was the centre-back. A season ago, the Champions League, Premier League, all that, when we bought Diaz, that was January. Last season, Gakpo, January. So it's just about being better prepared, I think. And if Nunes isn't the right here right now, the same way, I don't know, Thuram isn't the right here right now, then when are we going to start buying the right here right now?
Facts. And I don't know. I don't watch you lot all the time, innit? But am I right in saying that your manager? Because when I have watched you, I started to notice that Nunes was kind of operating more wide. Like,
yes, that's correct.
Exactly. And it took Klopp way too long to work out that was the way to use him. Way too long. Because for me, he hasn't got a good enough touch, to play as a pivot, as a focal point, with his back facing goal. But if he plays facing the goal, he can get in dangerous positions, innit? So playing him out wide is more beneficial to his skill set, and he can still get into the box. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, his number one issue weren't even getting into the box for me. When he was starting down the middle, he would get 3 or 4. Remember the compilations? There was
he was missing.
And it weren't just chances, Rants. It was bad chances. It was ones that you'd expect a 65 to 75 million pound striker to slot in. So and these were the concerns I had because the composure required for a striker in the Premier League is significantly different to the composure required in La Liga 2 or even the Portuguese league. So even though he's done well, and yes, you can get it well, you're changing a lot of things to adhere to Nunes. For instance, we decided to put a like for like of a volume merchant in Mohamed Salah so far out right, like on the right wing, that it would take chances away from him and provide more to this guy who's now missing them. So even though Salah misses chances, this guy's missing more. And we're now building our system around him getting all the goals. Now, that's a huge issue because the guy that we're relying on for goals isn't scoring goals. You see my problem, don't you? So then when we change that system, you bring Gakpo in, we're not forcing the ball into Nunes as much. What happens? we start to control the ball a little bit more, better decision-making from players like Gakpo. You see more goals for players like Salah. When Diaz comes back in the team, he starts chipping in. Jota was scoring a few goals before the end of the season. And when Nunes went on the left, guess what? He started doing all right as well. And I don't even think it's because of the player and him playing on the left. I think before we didn't have the player to play in the middle because Firmino got injured for a while.
Yeah, to glue everything together.
Exactly. So that's what Gakpo was for. And it's just, if we just got him here earlier, that would have been a lot more ideal. So yeah, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things.
100%. That's why I thought, like, replacing someone like Bobby, like, who you can play off with someone that runs away from the ball to try and score, it was never going to work, bro. Like, and you saw it even to a certain extent with Haaland and Man City. Pep ended up changing the system. Do you know what I'm saying? At the beginning of the season, it wasn't looking like it was working, and people were saying, "Oh, City are worse with Haaland." What did he do? He changed the whole shape. Do you know what I mean? And that's what you need to do, innit? And Klopp did work it out eventually and change it, but he worked it out too late. Like, Pep made the adjustments a bit earlier, and that was the difference. But when it comes to pure firepower, you man have got firepower in abundance, and bringing in another midfielder, which you needed as well, bro, that massively strengthens you. Obviously, barring an injury, because he's one player, you probably need another midfielder as well. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you get a couple midfielders in and maybe a centre back, you're good to go, bruv. I can't lie, because your attack has goals in it. Whether it looks good or not is neither here nor there. There's goals there, and there's a lot of goals there.
This is what I was trying to establish with you before, because I know you cannot predict the future thing for thing, but you can come up with, you know, you can contextualize case studies from recent times to say, okay, my ownership usually does this, and usually if we get a manager like this, then this happens. That's why I asked you in that context. So in my idea, you say, if we get these midfielders and if we get this centre back, then this can happen. And I love that idea, and I agree with that idea. The part where I struggle to align with that idea is that I don't think it's going to happen based on my presumption. And my presumption is based off of recent windows where we haven't gone and improved significantly. It's based on the past couple of... Did I cut off there?
Yeah, you're back now. You're back, bro.
I'm back. How long was it gone
you're
for?
back.
Where was I up
No,
to?
you just said, oh, the last couple of, well, I'm going to say last couple of seasons or something like that.
Yeah. So the last couple of seasons, we've noticed big name players or older players not being as good. So now we need to wait and see if they can still maintain the form. Fabinho finds his form. Virgil finds his form. So we're relying on these players coming back to their best when they're at their old age. And we're relying on squad depth, which is likely not to be gotten because, like you said, we don't usually get what we need. I've just gave you 3 case studies previously. I don't need to go through them again, but I think that could happen again. So as much as I like McAllister, I like Lionel Messi. I'm sure Accrington Stanley would like Lionel Messi, but Accrington Stanley will not win the Champions League with him because they need more players to be actually thriving as a team. And it's the same that applies with us. So I'm just trying to break it down point by point. That my presumption is I do not see us getting those players. Therefore, I don't see us having a good season.
Exactly. But the difference between us,
if the owners prove me wrong, then guess what? I'll change that opinion and I'll be like, okay, then maybe now with these players, Klopp has higher standards. So
but you see what makes it difficult for me to do that is, again, you've got trends to follow. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't have trends with this manager because it's his first season. I also don't have trends with the ownership because we're going to have new owners soon. And I don't know what they're going to do.
That's
do you know what I mean?
No, that's fair.
So I don't know what they're going to do. So it's all up. It's all speculation, bro. Like the new owners could come in and say, you know what? Statement. We need to make a statement. Chelsea are spending loads of money. Arsenal have spent loads of money. We need to spend loads. And they could just go and do a complete mazza. And all of a sudden it turns from, oh, like, I don't know about this, to, oh shit, like, Man United need to challenge for a title. Look at what they've done. Like, a lot can happen in the next, probably it's more than 8 weeks, bro. Like, till the window closes. It's crazy. Like, yeah, it's like, is it 8 weeks? It's like 2 months, bro.
Until July. Yeah, no, you're right. It's over. Yeah, it's till the end of August.
A lot can happen in 2 months, my bro. Do you know what I mean?
So do you think that the takeover will get complete in the next 2 months?
I think the takeover gets completed in Q3, which starts in the 1st of July, because when they do this, when they do the stocks and they do all the finances and all that, they do it in quarters, innit? And the 3rd quarter is starting in July. So I believe that the takeover is going to happen in the 3rd quarter, and I believe that it's probably going to happen early in the 3rd quarter because the stock prices
can I establish two things?
Yeah.
Can I establish 2 things? So you're in belief that the ownership's going to get taken over first and foremost. You think that'll happen?
No, it will definitely happen. It's a when, not if. Yeah.
Sounds okay. So when is where you're struggling with, but you presume it could be July. Okay. So if July is the case and that new ownership comes in, I'm assuming you'd expect significant backing, and also I'm assuming you'd expect Ten Hag to have a significant say on the players he can bring in. If that's the case, what's the expectation for next season?
Above where we finished. Do you know what I mean? The expectation for me, next season, if we get the takeover, the expectation for me is second at very minimum. Like at very minimum, bro. Because I don't, with what I expect us to invest, I don't expect to be finishing below second, bro. I don't, because we're Manchester United. I can't sit here and just be like, I'll be happy with another third place finish again. No, bro. Do you know what I mean? If we get the Qataris in, I'm not trying to see my team finish below Mikel Arteta, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It makes no sense to me, because if we sign and we have better players than him, and we've got a better manager than him, we shouldn't finish below him, bro. It's simple maths. If we do, we've underachieved. It's that I don't care how long he's been there, bro. Like, I'll be real. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. With all due respect or no respect to Arsenal, if we get Qatari owners, I don't expect to finish below them. Like, and if we do, I'll be very disappointed. That's just how it is. Like Pep Guardiola, outside of Pep Guardiola, we should be finishing above everyone else. We should be. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. So for me, like, we get the takeover, we make the signings that we need to make. There'll be no excuses from me. We have to finish second, bruv, minimum, bruv. Like, I'm not gonna take another third place finish. Fuck that. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would I? Like, that's not who I am, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's not who we are. That's not who we are. What's the point in having these owners, and having all that investment, and then man gonna say, oh yeah, but we can finish third? Less of that, bro. Do you know what I mean? Less of that. That doesn't make no sense, bro. Like, look at Newcastle right now. Look at what Newcastle are doing right now. On the business that they're trying to do, they're probably looking at Man United and thinking, boy, if United don't start spending money, we're looking to finish above them. Possibly. You know, like that.
Depends. I think that massively matters on how you analyze the trajectory. So if you analyze money as the big potential trajectory for the football club, then fine.
But it is when you see the players they're being linked to. Would they ever be linked with Barella and Tonali and these guys without money?
You're 100% right, but the precision matters too. So when I bring this up, I bring up the fact that they got Kieran Trippier and Gomares straight away, and Chelsea went ahead and bought 10 players and barely
Isak
ended up worked out. Sorry?
And Isak as well. 70 million they spent on him as well.
Exactly. So the point I'm leading to, it weren't just money, because United have spent money. Let's call a spade a spade. United have
talent ID as well. Yeah, for sure.
There we go. It's the precision of the signings that you get talent ID, as you mentioned. 100%. So then that's why when you look at Chelsea, it's pretty tough, because they have spent the most money that I've ever seen a team spend, including these Saudis,
in a condensed period as well.
That's it. In a condensed period, you're correct. So then you think about it and you say, well, okay, then we've seen that money isn't the only thing that matters. It also matters about the recruitment and the precision of these signings. So that's the one thing that all remains to be seen for sure, in terms of what adds context to the Ten Hag situation and where you'd expect Ten Hag to finish. But next season will be, do you know what, lads? As much as some people are fearful of what the Premier League's turning into, you probably don't know the sport you've been supporting, because football's always been one of those that has been constantly advancing. It gets more corruption involved in it. And if people want to call me a conspiracy theorist for that,
more money.
But you've just got to look into it. You know, there's corruption in every level of football, players to managers, managers to owners, and then owners to banks.
Bro, this is a fucking amazing segue. It's almost like you planned it, bro. Look what's on the screen as well.
I mean, you know, I never read the comments, don't you? You know, I'm always
that's what I'm saying, bro. The segue, bro, that is 10 out of 10, bro. The segue is 10 out of 10, bro. Absolutely amazing, bro. You know, like
let's read out this comment. Yeah,
a mystery figure, bro.
A mystery figure from the United Arab Emirates paid Manchester City £30 million, British pounds, instead of a sponsor. A leaked report has revealed. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
And guess what? Guys, that's very interesting. I think someone said to me, there's a saying in American sport, that I think it's in baseball or something. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, or something. There's Americans in the chat that can say to me, is that really a saying over there? Because if it is, it's fucking genius. You know, like that. Because, bro, it's one of them things where in any sport, where in any situation where there's competition, there's always going to be corruption. There's always going to be people trying to get the edge on other people. Do you know what I mean? And City are doing exactly that. That's exactly what it is. £30 million from some random. You know, like that. When we found out Roberto Mancini was getting paid to be the ambassador of like some random place and was getting paid money, yeah, from somebody in the Emirates that wasn't Manchester City. Man was getting paid from a separate account, bro. Like, this is the shit that goes on, my G. This is what goes on, bro. Man said definitely is a saying here. Yeah, bro. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it's one
That's
of
facts, man.
that it is though. Do you know what I mean? And that's why at all levels of elite sport, you see athletes doping, you see all these things, bro. Do you know what I mean? You saw the Lance Armstrong. Do you know what I mean? You see John Jones, all these guys, bro. These men are all performance enhancing because it's prize fighting, bro. It's all about being at the top of the tree, bro. Do you know what I mean? And these men there are literally like, yo, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And that's just what it is. And what Man City are doing, everyone knows they're cheating. Everyone.
Well, do you know where? Do you know what I find very interesting of people who stand on the side of, oh, I hate Liverpool do this because it gives us the. I feel like it gives these specific Liverpool fans, I don't want to say all, the morality standpoint of like, yeah, we don't cheat. But then I analyse Derby County cheat, and they're in the third league, so if they cheat and Bolton cheat and other teams are falling
Bruv,
out.
listen, Gary Neville's guys, yeah, are doing their thing. Bruv, look at Wrexham, bruv. Like Wrexham, yeah. What you think Wrexham are flying through these leagues and then they're paying players quadruple, yeah. What man are getting paid in that league, bro? They got Ben Foster
100%.
to come out of retirement, a Premier League goalkeeper, bruv, to come out of retirement to play for them, bro. Like, it's not technically cheating, yeah, but bro, it's immoral, bruv. But bro, like, if you've got the money, then you just pay the money.
But this is what's interesting. So people will say in one place, this is what's interesting about humans is in general. They say contradictory things without realizing. So in one line, they'll say they don't like cheating in football, and these Saudis are cheaters, and clubs with big money like Roman, for instance, are cheaters. But then in another sentence, they'll also say that they don't agree with the same corporations and bodies who make the rules and regulations. So it's fine that you don't agree with the rules and regulations that are set by UEFA and the Premier League, who set these standards. So if you don't agree with them and you don't agree with these cheaters, well, then now you haven't got a model, you haven't got anywhere to stand in between. You've kind of just got to accept it for what it is. You've got to agree with one or the other. So if you don't agree with these guys, then that means you advocate for these. And if you don't agree with them, then you have... Now, maybe they do a bit of both. Now, this is what brings it back to the point of what you was just saying there, Rants. Where there is money and where there is competition, there is corruption. And the reason being is because, like taxes, there is loopholes to be found. There's anything in any realm you can find loopholes. So when you analyze where these loopholes are, the same way Todd Bowley probably analyzed the field, because this is how he's got to a position where he's basically a billionaire and he's in rooms with billionaires. He's looking at it thinking, okay, this Saudi league's on the horizon. They're going to take some of my old players. And okay, this, that, and the other. He was in negotiations before even knowing, and he had in his mind, okay, I can take this risk on these big players because of this, this, and this. So really, you've just got to analyze where your moral compass sits. And I know that UEFA and FIFA and all these are doing a bit of bullshit. I also know that Premier League clubs are doing a bit of bullshit. Therefore, I suggest let's analyse what the competition is. Let's analyse it for the fact that people who go to the top of this competition are the best cheaters, the best to find and loopholes, or they have the best connections. And if you are inferior in any three of those departments, then this ain't the game for you, my G. And that's why I lead towards FSG out. That's it. Because if you want to go with the morality and cheating, best believe we've already cheated. You might not know how we've done it, and maybe it was on a minuscule level. Let me tell you now, we need to start doing it better. Otherwise, we're going to keep on being in Europa League.
100%,
you know what I mean?
bro. Like, even back in the day under Wenger, them man was saying that Arsenal players were getting vitamin injections on that blood. A man never knew what was in them. They were just taking them. You know, like that. We've heard about the Liverpool asthma thing. We've also heard about the caffeine pills and that they were doing at Man City.
It's about who cheats better.
That's it.
It is about the aligning and timing of regulations, if you think about it, because there's eras, for instance, Brock Lesnar would have never been a UFC heavyweight champion if it weren't for USADA being so easy on all their things. That's a corrupted thing. You think when
because he was a wrestler, and wrestlers unknowingly take steroids.
Bro, do you know when he fought Mark Hunt at UFC? I think it was UFC 200, where the octagon was yellow, and then Mark Hunt then took him to you know, like, try to sue him or sue the UFC after because they knew about it. Where there's money to be made, there is corruption because
100%.
there is so much on the line. You have to sometimes manipulate the stakes in your favor if there is so much money on the line. And if you want favor, you want control, you want the good end of the storyline, sometimes you're not willing to leave that down to chance. And if you're a billionaire and you can control the chance, then best believe they're going to control the chance. So I'm simply saying, if you've got millionaires working with billionaires or billionaires working with billionaires in this sport, then now you've got to realise that, guess what, baby, we're not in the same sport. And if you do want to go back to the nice old football, go back to football, go back to conference and the 6th division, where they will still be paying the manager a little bit more, though, to maybe tell one of the players to score an own goal or something. So
Yeah,
I'm just
100% at every level, and there's bread in every level. Like, even when people talk about Wrexham, yeah, and Gary Neville's team paying 4 times the average wage, and then even like I was in a meeting the other day, can't say who with, but a football team, of a ladies team, for instance, and we're talking about it, and it just got announced, yeah, Newcastle, their ladies are going to be the first team to go full time, bro. They're in the regional 3rd division, bro. They are going to be in the Prem literally in 3 seasons, bro, because they're going to have women full time. You got to understand, yeah, that women that are in the WSL, in the Super League, most of these girls are on like 30, 40K a year. They're not on massive money.
Yeah, they're not making money.
Like, Newcastle are going to have these girls training full time and on proper money, bro. They're gonna attract all the best players to go to there to play in the 3rd division. They're gonna smash that. 2nd division, smash that. Go up to WSL, smash that, then win the WSL, bro. Just purely based on the fact that they're gonna pay. If you're on 40 grand a year at Chelsea, man, are gonna offer you 100 bags at Newcastle, bro. Like, that's what's gonna happen.
And that shows that they're ready to do the right things in place right now that they can possibly do to then get to a point where they can just control every part of the league. The same way City got to a point where they're winning all the youth tournaments and all these things. Newcastle are doing similar. So it's good on them, man. It's good on them.
100%. You lot, make sure you smash the like. We need 600 likes, man. I mean, James has got another show now. Fucking epic show, people. Smash that like, get it over 600, man. We've had over 1200 here for most of the show, so we need at least 50%. What are you saying? Are you going straight? Are you over on your channel now, or are you on another channel?
Yo, yes, so I'm on my channel, James Redmond TV. If you want to come along, it's going to just be it's just going to be like an interactive chat, kind of like this. So come along if you wish.
That's it. So you lot, make sure you subscribe to James anyway, man. The channel link is in the title, people. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you head over there and support his show, man. Get these bloody lights up, man, to 600 at least, people. Big up everyone inside. I mean, make sure you head over to James Redmond TV, and he's coming straight through, people. Big up.